The initial reaction for me on this was, oh, as expected, he got paid. Now, maybe I wasn't expecting him to get the largest contract ever for a slot cornerback, but it tracks if you look at the simple trajectory of the salary cap and where it's headed. It's not going to stay the biggest contract for a slot cornerback for more than a year, I would imagine.
Probably not. I mean, you're right. That's just the way it works. I'm not saying that I thought that he would become the highest paid slot corner in the league necessarily, but there was a path here because we all saw the way he has been playing for the last couple of years and is an excellent cornerback, a good physical player, not just good in coverage, but good at tackling, a just very present player. But guess what? The rest of the National Football League was catching on to it as well. And sometimes that's your best friend when you start to get a reputation. I remember Troy Aikman saying in one of the primetime games, saying what you and I are saying, that he's one of the best slot cornerbacks in the league. That kind of stuff carries more weight than people even know. Because as a player starts to get that attention, that reputation, everybody starts to look at that player. And then the Bears say, oh, look at what we have here. And as you said, that's the first pick by Ryan Poles when he came here. So it's a development success story, too. And you have to take those seriously. And you have to keep those in your building. So, yeah, I mean, I think that this is just a big win for the Bears. And that Kyler Gordon go right back in here. And now he can calm down and relax and not worry about anything for a while.
Yeah, it's good for Kyler Gordon to get paid, to see the labor that he's put in pay off in a contract that makes him at $13.3 million per season, the highest AAV at that slot cornerback position. Let's go back to Ryan Poles. Back on April 1st, not April Fool's, April 1st, because we're going to separate those two things because he was being dead serious on his desire to extend Kyler Gordon.
Yeah, no, that'll still be a priority. For me, on our exit meetings at the end of last season, I told a lot of the guys in terms of future, if it was contracts or coming back, anything like that, the important thing is I got to get with our current and new, the new coaching staff and kind of see how the different players fit based on what scheme we're going to be running. So we've been able to have those conversations. And I know Kyler is a guy that we want a part of this moving forward. So the time of that, I'm not sure how that all is going to work out, but that is a priority.
When I saw that he was getting the highest annual average value at that 13.3, it had me thinking, okay, he's being told by the money that he's one of, if not the best at that position. But then I started thinking about the Bears defense, and I realized, oh, he's also a top 5 player on the Bears defense, and I don't think he's 5.
Do you want to do the drill? Should we rank? Should we do this
Let's do it right now. Let's do as far as defense on the Bears, who's their best player?
Let's do this. Is it okay? Overall, let's even say Montez Sweat. Let's face it, had a bad year last year.
He did.
I think Montez Sweat's still probably close. Let's go Jalen Johnson or Montez Sweat for the best.
I'm going Jalen Johnson. Okay. That's my number one.
So here's number one. Then can I have Sweat for number 2? Can we go Sweat 2?
I guess I'll give it to you.
Okay, you don't have to.
This is kind of my point, though. After that, talk to me.
Okay.
Because there's two options in my mind. There's two options.
TJ Edwards.
And it's Kyler Gordon.
TJ Edwards 3. Yeah, let's go TJ Edwards 3. He seems to have been more impactful on the overall, just making more because of the nature of his position.
And he's on the field more also.
So 4, we'll go 4 Kyler Gordon. Who is the 5th best player on the Chicago Bears defense?
I would say, as of right now,
yes,
it's probably one of your imports. It's not anybody. No one. Dio Bingo and then
Grady Jarrett.
Grady Jarrett. It might be Grady Jarrett.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
But I'm saying, but that kind of tells you where this defense is.
Yeah.
In that, how quickly you run out of guys to throw into your top whatever. That's the point.
Is it Tremaine Edmonds?
No.
It's not.
I'm here to tell you no.
Is it Javon Dexter? No, it's probably not.
And this is the problem with the Bears defense from a year ago.
Oh, man. I didn't think the Bears had a problem on defense, but maybe they do.
What?
No, of course they do.
They can't get to the quarterback.
They can't get to the quarterback, and they still – well, now they've got a 3 technique.
Yes.
Grady Jarrett.
Exactly.
Right?
So
maybe it is Grady Jarrett.
So, again – I think Grady Jarrett.
It's not Tyreek Stevenson?
I wish you could see my face on the.
Terrell Smith? No.
Again,
Kevin Byard?
Kyler Gordon. Yeah, Byard's in he's in that mid-tier mix. But my point is, Kyler Gordon's got to feel like after getting this new contract, like, yeah, they know who I am. There's no doubt. We skipped over that whole part where Jalen Johnson and his contract negotiations got fuzzy, like, because is he going to get his money or not? No one at any point thought Kyler Gordon wasn't getting his money. And then we were just, I'm sorry, maybe he was pleasantly surprised with how much money he got compared to other slot corners in the league.
We forgot a name. I am ashamed of myself. You shouldn't feel as bad. I'm the one that covers the Bears every day, so I feel ashamed right now. Andrew freaking Billings.
No, I was going to bring up Billings. Okay. I was going to bring up Billings, but he didn't play the back half of last season.
But I'm talking about in general, right? Like, Montez Sweat had a bad year last year. I still think he's the second best defensive player on the Bears. Or maybe I'm saying that. Oh, have you lost it? Hold on a second. Have you lost it for Montez Sweat?
Why was Montez Sweat brought here? To do what?
To get to the quarterback.
Did they get to the quarterback last season? It's a yes or no question. Did they satisfactorily get to the quarterback?
No, they did not.
So
here's the problem. I'm the only one I feel like in the media that has been fighting the Dio Dangbo thing. Like, people are like, watch the tape, Grote. Watch the tape. Watch the tape. He does a lot of stuff. 3.5 sacks.
Yeah, but some people consider pressures, and I know this is contrary to what popular opinion is, but some people say a pressure is just as good as a sack from an analytic standpoint, because you got there. You might not have brought him down, but you're affecting the play.
Is it to you, Marshall? Would you rather 3.5? Would you rather all that stuff that you got to watch the tape for? Would you rather see Dio Dangbo get 12 sacks?
I'd rather see Dio.
That's the answer. Yeah.
Okay.
So wait, I got Billings at 5, by the way. So Billings at 5, even though you want to put an import there, don't you?
But let's just go back over what I said. Okay. I said Kyler Gordon is a top 5 Bears defender, and he's not number 5. That was my overall point.
Okay.
Are you with me on that premise?
Yeah, no, I am. I'm with you on that premise.
So I just want Kyler Gordon to get his due, but at the same time saying some of this is relative to not good enough defenders on the Bears.
Yeah, or
impact players.
Yeah, well, you're right. In the case of Montez Sweat, at least last year, and maybe it's the outlier, last year not getting to the quarterback enough. But really, even earlier, before last year, Montez Sweat was not necessarily getting to the quarterback, but there is the Sweat effect, right? Do you believe in the Montez effect, the Sweat effect? Do you not believe in that all of a sudden, Marshall?
I'm unconvinced that it is as sweaty as it should be. How about that? 312-644-6767. You can text us to chime in here on Score Middays with Marshall Harris and Mark Grote. And listen, if you think Kyler Gordon is below 4, let me know who takes that spot. I just think based on what he's done over the last 2 seasons, the consistency that's been there, both in the running game and in coverage, he has been multifaceted in his ability to make things happen.
Oh yeah, and I think the part about his game that I really love, that's like was low key early on, is the physical part. Like, he will lay the wood, and I think that when he first came in, I think that because we all made such a big deal about the ballet thing, that there was this misconception that somehow he wasn't going to hurt guys when he went out there and lay the lumber, and he does that. Like, he is a complete football player.
He's so complete that when we were trying to get hints, clues to how this internal audit was going with Ben Johnson and his coaching staff, because the first thing you want to know when you hire a new coaching staff is, okay, well, how do they see the players that they already have under contract who are still with the team? Who's most likely to be released? What positions do they feel like need to be upgraded? And it was very telling that the defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen, in his intro press conference, he wasn't naming names, but he named that name.
He named that name. Ben Johnson named that name. He's just a player that, you know who was like that last year, or when the Flus regime took over, and even Poles, was Cole Kmet. And I know we're completely different thing, different position, different side of the ball, but he was like that exemplary guy who was going to do everything right, and that's kind of like Kyler Gordon. Add that to Jalen Johnson, who does everything right. He gets his 4 years, $76 million, as you kind of alluded to earlier. So you're packing a punch when it comes to the money that you have spent in your secondary at this point.
Well, I think that the two things, and the reason that's not necessarily even apples and oranges, but it's hard to compare the Cole Kmet comments to the Kyler Gordon. When it's a guy like Cole Kmet, a skill position player, you have to find ways to get the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
Kyler Gordon, you just turn him loose.
Yeah.
What you do.
He can put the ball in his hands whenever he feels like it. Go out there and get it. Do you want to do the top 5 offensive players?
Before we can do that. No, we can break. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Before we do that, I do want to hear exactly how Dennis Allen mentioned Kyler Gordon at that press conference.
I took a look a little bit at the pieces on defense. I felt like there were some pieces in place. In particular, I think there's some things that we have to have in the secondary that I like. I think there's some pieces at linebacker that I'm encouraged by. I think there's a couple of spots up front that I feel like we've got some players. So I think the foundation is there defensively. And I think, look, when Ben asked me if I would be interested, there was a couple of places that I felt like had the pieces in place to potentially be a really good football team player. So I have a vision for how we can utilize him, and so I think the foundation for what we want to do is there.
Yeah.
I find him to be a little vague now listening to that again. When he's like, we got some pieces here. I think we got some linebacker. He's not really naming names.
Maybe he doesn't know the names yet. It was his introduction. He didn't have a sheet in front of him with the depth chart that he had pulled up because it was an introductory press conference. Was that on Zoom or was that... that was on Zoom because that was the Grote day, right?
Zoom. Yeah, it was Zoom. And I'm sorry.
That was Grote day, right?
What day?
Grote. When
Grote?
Mark Grote from the...
Oh, was that Grote day? That might have been Grote day.
I think it was.
Okay, I get my days. There's been a lot of days. So I get
Weedier?
That's it. Yeah, it was Grote day. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he's kind of blowing through those linebackers, and then I see a text here that says that he liked our list, but it says conspicuous that you did not mention Tremaine Edmonds.
No, we mentioned him, and
but
I said
not his top 5.
He's not top 5.
He's not top 5.
He's not top 5.
He should be. I mean, the way that he's been paid, and he was Roquan Smith's replacement. Damn it!
And you know what? He might bounce back this year, and I'll be like, oh, that's definitely a top 5 impact player. But let's be honest, from the linebacker spot, I've seen TJ Edwards do more from that spot.
Oh, 100%.
And I think that's why he's due up. But you know what? Let's go to your